everybody, and welcome to a brand new year, 2021. Cool, that sounds good to say that, doesn't it? 2021 here on RetroBear channel on YouTube. Thank you very much indeed for clicking on this video and giving it a watch. If you are here for the first time, hope you enjoy it. And if you are a returning visitor, thank you very much indeed once again for coming back and viewing some more of these videos. And what can I say? Well, not a lot really, apart from hello everybody and how are you. But this is my sort of end of year, start of year video. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who watched the Christmas special, which went out just before Christmas, which was nice to get so many positive messages back from that. Hope you all had a good as time as possible. It's very difficult this year to have called it Christmas, I suppose. And indeed New Year, because we just had recorded this on New Year's Day, and then we had New Year's Eve yesterday, which was again completely different. Everything was sort of yanked from under our feet on the 30th of December, but one day we should look back on this, not laugh. I think one day we'll just look back and think, yeah, that was weird, wasn't it? That was weird. It's been a strange old year, hasn't it? It's been a very, very strange year. So what we're going to do in this video, going to recap last year. Going to talk about, I haven't written it down, that's why I keep looking down, so I've written it down because there's no way I would have remembered half of the stuff I'm going to do here. Going to do some shout outs, which I haven't done for a few weeks. Some thank yous. We'll talk through some of the stuff I had for Christmas. There's some game relating items I had for Christmas. And also what's going to be happening next year, in terms of the channel anyway. And I'd also like to wish on behalf of my friends at the TNB a very happy new year. There we go. So with the RetroBear hats, which we still have, which are the RetroBear hats made before Christmas, and of course the TNB stickers, we're merchandising now. We're not making anything off them, but if anyone wants to do TNB stickers, you can have some TNB stickers. Spread them around, stick them on lampposts. No, don't stick them on lampposts, it'll get traced back to us and then we'll be done for littering or something. Right, so moving swiftly on, 2019. Well, what was 2019 like, apart from an absolute nightmare? Very strange, because I'm looking from from a personal point of view and sort of what else happened around it, and also what else happened on this channel. So from a personal point of view, it was actually, I'm not on this, 2019, 2020. What's talking about? That was last year. 2019 was 2 years ago. 2020. What was 2020 like? Oh my goodness me. I can tell it's New Year's Day. I'm half asleep. So 2020 was an absolute nightmare for a lot of people. For me, it wasn't so bad. I'm trying to find the right ways to phrase this, but it started badly, and then I suppose from my point of view, after sort of the COVID and the lockdown and everything like that, although I was incredibly busy, my sort of work and sort of things sort of took off a little bit. Start of the year, if I think about personally, work wise, wasn't really enjoying what I was doing. Really didn't want to sort of hang around. I had the intention of sort of trying to find somewhere else to go. Then of course coronavirus strikes. You don't want to sort of try and move around jobs in the middle of a pandemic, because especially at the start of the furlough scheme, because I know somebody who left our work 2 weeks prior to lockdown. Of course, if you weren't on the books and you were furloughed on a certain date, you wouldn't get any money. So I don't know how that worked out for him, but obviously it was quite a good job at the time. I didn't try and do something like that. And then after that, there was like having to work all the way through. Most of my colleagues were furloughed at work, so I ended up sort of working all the way through the early part of the summer. I worked from the start of the year until the middle of July with just 1 week off, because of having to sort of fill in for so many people to keep things going. Because our business that we're in, we do provide an essential service as such, so we had to stay open, but on a very sort of limited scale staff. There wasn't enough work for everybody to be in. Probably some departments were a bit busier than others, but that was hard. That was a hard, long slog, 6.5 months with 1 week off. And that 1 week off, incidentally, was a combination of 2 days, the Friday and the Monday of lockdown, and the bank holidays over Easter and May. of which I think there was it four bank holidays, of which I only got 3. Didn't get the full 4, I only got 3 bank holidays. So yeah, just those 5 days spread out across March, May, April and May. So it was quite hard work to do, and luckily I was able to make some time up after that. But yeah, so I'm not at the end of the year, and I'm sort of thinking, well, from that point of view, I haven't been affected by COVID like so many people have been, and I know people have been affected by it. I worked with somebody who had it. He was off work for about a month, not long back. We've had people at work who've had to go for tests. Only one person has tested positive, touch wood, at the time of recording. I don't know, none of my family members have been affected by it. Again, touch wood to this point in time. My sister's in New Zealand, so they seem to be doing quite well with it. Well, my dad lives locally, my aunties live quite locally. So as far as I'm aware, friends of mine haven't sort of been affected by it. So it sort of passed me by a little bit, but it's always there. It's always the last thing I'm told before I go out in the morning. Be careful, be safe. Don't do anything stupid, don't take any chances. And now it seems it's more dangerous than ever. So it's been very, very strange to work through. So from that point of view, it's been quite good. My sort of personal side of things have been up and down all year, really. Those of you who were with me at the start of last year, in February, I've sort of hit a right sort of rock bottom point, and a lot of people sort of rallied around, which I'm going to come to in a little bit, and sort of got in contact, and that was just unbelievable. I wasn't quite aware that video came across as it did, but it didn't come across as I was in a particularly good frame of mind. And like a lot of people, my mood swings up and down a little bit. Sometimes I'm happy as Larry, and then sometimes I'm not, and I can sort of get into a real spiral, like a lot of people do. A lot of people cope with a lot of different things. I'm no special case. Nothing special about me at all. I'm just normal, would have had issues in the past. So that was quite thing, but people sort of rallied around and picked me up a little bit, and things felt a little bit better. So from that point of view there, I was very sort of down and up again. So, and it's nice at the moment sitting here now, sort of saying I'm finishing the year on a pretty good note. So it's been, for a lot of people, it's been a devastating year, and I can understand that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying, well, I've been all right, Jack, sort of thing. And what about, forget everybody else? That's not the case at all. I have heard some horrible stories this year. I have seen people who have lost their jobs. I have seen people lose their livelihoods. I've seen people suffer. I've been moved to tears more times this year than I think ever in my entire life, with things I've read, things I've seen. It's been strange. So don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here saying I've had a great year and stuff everybody else. It's not, for sometimes I think I've had a great year, but the other side of it, it's been awful, and it has kept me awake a lot and on my toes a lot. So we can only hope that 2021 is a much better year for everybody, and I do hope it is for you. And I hope that you have come through whatever obstacles you've had to encounter in 2020 to come out the other side and be able to be strong enough to carry on, and hope that this time next year we're all sitting here saying, yeah, we've all had the vaccination, we're all things are returning. I'm not going to use that word normal because that's overused it, but the things are returning to how we want them to be rather than how they have to be because of what's going on. So anyway, that's enough of that. I will not talk about that again. We'll move on from that one. But it's an important thing to say, we can't ignore it. We can't ignore it. So again, touching on, I mentioned some of the thank yous for this year, because so much. It's not so much things that people have done this year for me, but it's more the actions, and to know that people have been there, and there's this wonderful sort of community. And I really want to sort of make this point straight off. This year, the YouTube gaming community has come together like nothing else before. There was elements of it last year, in 2019. Yeah. Last year was 2 years ago now. 2019, there was elements of it there, and then because of lockdown, we all sort of rallied around together and came together, and what I'm talking about. The Dainster's live streams brought everybody together, and it was wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And I hope that this level of community, this putting arms around each other, all holding hands, coming together and marching on, and we'll come out of this stronger, and carries on once all this clears out. So one day when we're at this massive event, which everybody keeps talking about, I hope where we're going to go that they are well stocked out, because it sounds like we're not going to eat and drink the town dry when we get there, wherever it is, because everybody's intent on meeting up everybody and drinking. Pity the poor sods are going to take all their stuff to sell games, because there will be no gamers in the gaming hall to buy stuff. They'll all be in the bar drinking. People who have just communicated through the power of this, who've never met each other, are going to meet each other the first time next year. This year, hopefully. It's so much to look forward to, and I hope that throughout this year, next year, the year after, onwards, we maintain that closeness that we've brought together. There's been a few bumps along the way. Let's not mess around. Let's not beat about the bush. It didn't always have to be 100% plain sailing all the way through. But we're all here. We've all pulled together. We all know who we are, and let's hope that we can carry on and keep that going, because it's very, very important. We've got the community, so everybody's contributed. Thank you. I would like to personally thank anybody who has had me on a live stream, who has had me on, shouting me out in videos. That's it. Had me on their videos. Mention me by name, whatever, whether it's in reference to my channel, reference to the appalling pile of tap behind me, in reference to anything I've done, and all the kind comments as well, and the bad ones. Even the bad ones good. Criticism is always good. I only cried for a couple of days afterwards, but it was all right. No, I'm joking. You've got to take the rough with the smooth on these sort of things. And so to anybody, I always say, anybody who's ever liked, disliked, subscribed, unsubbed, thumbed up, thumb down, not commented, left a message, good or bad, whatever, thank you very much indeed for just taking the time to do that. It's been wonderful. And again, for those people who have mentioned me in videos, had me on live streams, which I've been in quite a lot of lately, it's been absolutely marvellous to be thought of like that, and people to ask me to come on and do those sort of things, which is nice. And to everybody who this year has sent me something. Now, I've always said before, I'm the wrong person for this, because I don't have things lying around that I can send people in supply. People just seem to send me things that they've got doubles of, or they've picked up they don't really want, or they've got no use for, or they were holding on to for a particular reason, and sort of things. I can't remember everybody. I can't remember everybody. I really can't. But I just off the top of my head now, if I miss you out, it's not because I'm being ungrateful. It's just because I'm just trying to think right now in front of the camera. But I would like to say a few people. There's Dainster, Bin Boot Sale Picking, Retro Chef on a Retro Tip, Retro Games Revived. Who else we got? Raz Tendo. What else we got? Just trying to think. I know that loads of people sent me different things this year, so I try not to do it. Dad and Lads Gaming. There have been so many people, so many parcels that have arrived this year for me. In the post, people just sent me through odd bits and pieces here and there. There's stuff, I understand this, 2 or 3 more parcels may arrive early part of January. And to everybody who's offered me anything as well over the time. And I'm hoping to try and sort of move away from that and sort of next year, rather than sort of jump on things. Roller Core, Big Game Owl. He sent me a couple of sort of things this year as well. Anybody who's done anything like that for me this year, I how grateful I am, and I will be buying everybody a drink when I do it, and that's my gaming budget gone by just buying people drinks. The amount of stuff they sent me this year, because it's been absolutely, it's been ridiculous, but it's been wonderfully appreciated as well. So nice, many people thought, I've thought of you and you might like this. It might not be for everybody's taste, but I will go, yeah, that'd be great. People have donated to the Wall of Wii. People have donated to the old retro stuff. I've met people this year as well. I'm trying to work it out earlier. Retro Kit, Big Game Owl, Roller Core, Glory Hunter, Wishwash. You guys, I've met all at my local retro game shop. And when Roller Core and Big Game Owl came down to meet me in Retro Kit, we sort of drove across Birmingham to go and do a couple of shops. It was great, and it was nice to be able to do that this year, because I didn't think we were going to be able to do it. So I've met YouTubers again this year, which I hadn't done before. So yeah, anybody who's interacting with me with any way, shape or form, positive, and negative, thank you. You've really made this year, from that point of view, quite memorable. And I'm very, very grateful for that. So lots of drinks will be bought, I'm sure, at some point in the future. Right, so that's the thank yous done. That's the gushy bit. We can all stop crying now. Let's do some shout outs, because I'm done with these. We'll start some shout outs at the start of the year. I'm pretty sure, actually, 4 of these channels I've mentioned before, one I'm pretty sure I have done. But we will see. So let's start off then. Again, I've written them down, so I know what I'm talking about. Chili28, who's done some pick-up videos recently, and a relatively newcomer to YouTube. I, again, found out about his channel from a couple of the other guys, and it's nice being able to interact with him on one of his videos recently. Got a few to catch up on. But again, as with I think David Tyler's Retro Games a couple of videos back, newcomers to community folks, we've got to get behind them, bring them in, support them, and you may be a benefit of that from shout outs that myself and other people have done previously. So Chili28, again, all these channels will be in the description below. This one I think no needs introduction, we all know who he is, but a man who is taking great interest in my Wii collection, and has got a wonderfully dry sense of humour. I do like him, and it's managed to chat with him in person the other night, which was fantastic, and that is James, otherwise known as Basabi. I hope I got that right, because my Japanese pronunciations, James, are terrible. And James was on YouTube ages ago, and he's sort of coming back now. He's based over in Japan. He's doing this wonderful series of videos called Our Man in Japan. I think that's what it's called anyway, something like that. I should write these down before I start doing them, shouldn't I, really? But yeah, again, fantastic a collector of stuff. He's all his Wii stuff has been shipped over there, so from over here to Japan. The Old Man Japan videos are fantastic. It shows the cultural differences going around all these arcades where they've got these grabbers, they have at Blackpool and the seaside and things like that. And it's fantastic. He's a really, really nice guy as well. So it's nice to see him sort of coming onto YouTube and making some videos, and he's popped into so many live chats as well, which, when you consider the time difference and what time he has to get up in the morning just to come on and join in some of those, it's a pretty good effort. So yeah, that's Basabi. Go and check him out. Nick Berry, no, not that one, as I had to point out to somebody the other day who said, Nick Berry subscribed to your channel. I said, no, it's not that one. It's somebody with a huge game collection. Puts mine into comparison. If you think I've got a lot of stuff, this guy has got massive amounts. His PlayStation collection was about 3 hours long, I think it was, across 2 videos. I think mine was about half that, and I didn't have anywhere near as many games as he did. But he's a great collector. I've actually heard about his channel before previously. In fact, a few YouTubers I know have mentioned him, and I've never actually sort of gone across, but I've subscribed, and then for some reason YouTube knocked my subscription out again, so I had to resubscribe again. But Nick Berry, go and cross and check him out if you like watching, looking through people's collections. Oh, you're going to have a lot of fun with that one. Quick mention to my friend James at It's Much More, and all the guys who were in the Evercade chat just before Christmas. Really want to mention that. The Evercade, it's a bit of a thorny issue in some corners of the community. Some people like it, some people don't. Some people have reserved judgment on it, myself included, until we actually sort of experienced one and thought, this is all right, actually. It was a great cut. The guys were on there for a couple of hours the one night, and there were so many familiar faces in that chat. It was really, really good. I think they've done 3 of those chats already, and James is a big sort of supporter and promoter of the Evercade. So go across and have a look at his channel again. I've shouted him out before, but I really wasn't aware he was sort of doing all this sort of stuff. And there's a couple of other channels on there as well. UK Kraut Gaming, Andy, I've mentioned him before as well. He's a big sort of supporter of the Evercade as well. And let's get them a bit of steam. I know quite a few people have picked them up recently, so so have a look at It Much More. And God damn it, I don't know how to pronounce this one. Let's pick these channels that I don't know, but a guy again, he's got a reasonably sizable amount of subscribers so far, and I think he just popped across one of my Wii collection videos, and he's going through them all at the moment, and some of the other collection videos done. I'm going to try and say now, it was at the time of when I wrote this down his channel name, and then I noticed it had disappeared, and it's now got no name on there, which is really, really weird. So I'm not sure how to do it. I'm going to say it's Get Tarnu. I hope I pronounced that right. That's what it used to be, but it might be something else different now. So if it is something else different, I'll put the description in the channel in the link below, so you can see what it is. And again, this is, I mean, he's got a fantastic collection. He's doing game room tour, I think, and then showed us some of his collection. Got some fantastic CIB Master System stuff. If you like the Master System, and I know a lot of us do, fantastic collection. Oh, the quality is superb on it. And he sort of said to me, well, I'm not like you, I don't hold on to everything. I sort of sell stuff on and move stuff and bring things in. But yeah, I mean, he's got quite a few videos on his channel as well. So I will put a link in the description below, but it might not be what I've just told you. It might not be Guitar New. It might be something else. I don't know. That might be Japanese. I don't know. He's not Japanese. I think he's from up north somewhere, but I don't know. Anyway, there we go. Chili28, Wasabi, Nick Berry, It's Much More, and Guitar New, or whatever he's calling himself at the time of publishing this video. Go and have a check on those channels. Tell them the RetroBear sent you, because they actually will have a clue who you're talking about this time. Unlike some other people who would have no idea when I sent them across to their channel. Harley Q, I just want to give a quick shout out to her as well, who very kindly did a last video and put a mention of my channel in there as well. And did it really well, sort of well, actually. And I understand from what she said in that video that quite a few went over and subscribed and watched a few of her videos. So thank you very much indeed, Harley Q. I really do appreciate that, and it was nice to see that little tribute in your video. So very much appreciated. And I did get a couple of subscribers out of it, which is always good. It's always good. Right, so that's the short. I've just got a checklist here, so we can go through. Right, yeah. So we're on to the Christmas gifts. Yeah, because we've had Christmas, haven't we? Christmas has been and gone. Christmas has been and gone, and what's really annoying me is the fact that I had some money for Christmas, which I can't spend because it's in note form. And not as much, I can't spend it, I can't get to the bloody bank either and put it in the account. In fact, I've still got a cheque. Someone, one of my dear aunties sent me a cheque for my birthday, which is still in my wallet, because I've not been able to get to a bank, because my local bank branch is shut. They're during lockdown. They don't open at all. So I know these people do online banking. You can do. I don't do that. So anyway, so I've got some money sitting around the house now, which I can't go and spend. I was hoping to pop into one of my local independent retailers to have a look at some games in there, but I didn't get a chance to. So I shall have to hold on to that for a bit. But I did get some game-related items for Christmas. I'm pretty sure, apart from one of these, they've all come from Mrs. Bear. Let me, though, show you first something which arrived before Christmas. And because I haven't got anything else to show off in sort of like a gift or a pickup section, I thought I'd show this off. And this has come all the way from Sweden. Yeah, you know where it's come from. Yeah, got contacted by Raz Tendo. Everybody knows Raz. Before Christmas, in fact, probably way before Christmas. And he said, I want to send you something for your Wii collection, because I could trade it in, he says, but I think it'll be better in your collection for that. So I said, okay, and then waited a few weeks to arrive, obviously with everything going on. And it turned up, I think it was probably the Saturday before Christmas, I'm thinking. Might have been the 12th or the 19th, I can't remember. And I was absolutely stunned when I opened this up. Not only was the fact that it come all the way from Sweden, so hopefully there was no mink or anything in there. That's Norway, isn't it? The Denmark, something like that. One of those countries up there. But also the fact that there's some Swedish chocolate in there. I can't remember what it's called now. It's called something really stupid. It was like Kit Kat. Really nice. So yes, thank you for that, Raz. We wasn't expecting. Mrs. Bear had most of the chocolate, but we did share it out. I'll get the game, she gets the chocolate. That's how it works. It's based on a successful relationship. So what Raz sent me was this, and I, like I said, absolutely stunned when I opened it to see what it was. I've been after this game for ages, but also you can buy it as an individual edition, and there's a boxed edition. And the boxed edition is really quite hard to come by in a good condition and with everything complete. And it's about 20 to 25 quid usually. So what Raz has sent me is Fling Smash. Now, this, as you can see, is a giant box. You'll notice there that there's a Wii Remote Plus on there. Now, I've got a Wii Remote, and I've got actually the Plus add-on to snap up, but I haven't actually got a Wii Remote that has the Motion Plus built in. But also, what you'll notice here, and I'm pretty sure this is it, it's still sealed. It is still sealed. I'm now in two minds whether or not to open that. I'm not in an urgent need for a Wii Remote control to come out of it, but do I open that now? that's in silk. I mean, this is a fantastic gift, Raz. I mean, it is so appreciated. I mean, like I said earlier on, the generosity of people who sent me things this year. This is sort of like, this is it. People sent me little consoles this year, and boxes of games, and this, and man, this is just unbelievable. I'll show you the back of that as well. But yeah, they've got a loose copy in my local CEX, but find actually the one with the boxed version of it. And I think you can buy them brand new on eBay, but they're going to cost you 20-25 quid. And I didn't even know what this was when Brad said he was sending something to go into collection. I wasn't quite sure what it was. So this is brilliant. Raz, thank you so much indeed. This is great. Really sort of started Christmas off on a good note for me, that did. So that's fantastic. And another game chalked off the wall of Wii list, which is great. And then we move on to Christmas. Now, those of you who know me and watch previous videos I've done will know that I do have in my possession a Nintendo Switch, which basically appears to be the only person who seems to buy games from my Nintendo Switch is my dad. Because, again, if you're new to the channel, 2017, he surprised me at Christmas by buying me a Nintendo Switch, which I didn't ask for. It's probably the most expensive gift I've ever received for a Christmas or a birthday, anything like that. It was absolutely sensational. But most people joke it's not been unboxed. It has been unboxed. I do play on it, not very often. Certainly nowhere near as much as I like to. And Dad's always sort of chipped in with sort of bought games. And I think when he bought the Switch, I got Breath of the Wild with it, and then. I think we bought one game for it. Actually, Mrs. Bear bought a game for it. Mrs. Bear bought Mario Kart for it. But I think my dad sort of bought me since Rayman Legends, Mario Maker, Mario Maker 2, Splatoon 2, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Well, about 6 games. I think he's bought 5 of them. He's bought another one now. So I'm probably now up to 7 Nintendo Switch games, which might spoil that collection video I was going to do at one point, just to prove I have got a Switch. And so my dad's bought me Hollow Knight. Now, I had to look this up on YouTube to find out what it was all about. Actually, I'm pretty sure I mentioned Shallow Knight in a previous conversation with somebody about Nintendo Switch games, which is what I probably would have preferred, to be honest with you. I don't, because the reason this has got me why he's not gone into the shop and picked the game off the shelf, because since I think since middle of November, they've had my dad and stepmom had my stepmom's niece staying there, and she's got a Switch and she knows all these sort of things. So I dare say they've had a conversation, and she said, "Oh yeah, if he's got Rayman, that's a bit like it," which he is a little bit in terms of styling, but yeah. So I look forward to unwrapping that at some point and giving it a go. But there we go. So a Nintendo Switch game on RetroBear channel. I bet you never thought you'd see that again. Right, what else? The rest of these will come from Mrs. Bear. And it's she's great that she knows all the sort of things to get me. This one is really interesting. Techies out there will love this one. This is, it's got the Commodore logo on it. This is actually a protector for the original power. She has explained this to me. If I've got this wrong, love, sorry, but I'm a bear of very little brain sometimes. This is a power surge protector, so it actually sort of protects your power supply. Because as you've got a Commodore 64, know that the power supply is a giant, great big sort of brick on the floor. I'm pretty sure of the two I've got, I know, possibly, one of mine may have already popped years ago. So this is you plug this in, and basically it sort of prevents it from blowing up, which is good. And the thing is, you can buy these ready-made, but because they are more expensive to buy ready-made, she actually bought this herself and put it all together. Isn't it great? So Mrs. Bear repairs. So Mrs. Now she repairs, she creates. She's really good. So that now gives me an incentive to get the old 64 out and give that a bash. Brilliant. So I'd looked at those previously and forgotten all about them. What else did she buy me? Well, I've shown these off to a couple of people, so I don't want I'm going there. I've got a pair of boxing gloves. Now, why would RetroBear want some boxing gloves? Well, the more eagle-eyed of you will notice that there is a sort of compartment there on the front, and there's also a little mesh holder there in the back. This is actually for Wii remotes to go into, Wii remotes and the nunchuck to go into. So you can play things like Punch Out and Wii Sports Boxing and things like that. Now, my good friend Nathan Retro 1 has got some of these. In fact, when he first came on YouTube a couple of years back, he actually had a pickup where he picked up some of these gloves. They're Lonsdale ones. They're slightly different to these. These are actually Everlast. Great, isn't they? They're actually really great. And I've got two, just in case you think, oh, you got the one. I've got two. You can't do anything with them because they look like me. But yeah, sort of put your hand in there, and then I think you've got the Wii remote goes on one side and the nunchuck goes in the other one, and you sort of use the two together. Great. I'm going to give that a go at some point. Maybe have to do a video at some point in the future about that, about 10 years time. But yeah, they're great. Yeah, they're proper. Oh God. They're quite good. These. They're quite good. So yeah, I wasn't expecting those at all. I mean, obviously they're not new, but they're in bloody good condition. To be fair, there's just a little bit of a sort of coming away of some of the leather covering there, but I mean, honestly, they're in very, very good condition for probably the age they are as well, and how much use they would have had. But yeah, quality name, Everlast as well. Great. So boxing gloves. See, weird and wacky peripherals. This is what we're all about. Let's do some t-shirts, because everyone knows I love my gaming t-shirts. I've always got a gaming t-shirt on, or a t-shirt with a slogan on. So we got an Atari t-shirt. Now I think this came from Mrs. Bear's mum. So it may, I think it might be L size. This one, I don't know. It may shrink a little bit, but I'm not exactly as svelte as I used to be. So it might actually be a good fit, this one. But yeah, that's a nice thick t-shirt, that one as well. I've got an Atari one with a logo, black one with a yellow one, but that is a, shall we say, a touch smaller these days than it used to be. Thing is, they do things like Christmas where you have to sit there and eat and do very little else. What's this one? Yep, this is I think another Mrs. Bear t-shirt, which is old school retro gamer. Of course, the great thing now about work is that I no longer have to go dressed. I no longer work in an office as such. I'm not sort of working on customer facing type of things. I don't have to actually go in dressed wearing a shirt and trousers, so I can actually now go in wearing a pair of sort of workwear trousers and a t-shirt. These all end up going to work, most of these. This one I really like. Really lovely t-shirt, this one. Did Martin wear? UK Gamer got something like this. I know Sonic the Hedgehog. I've got a Sonic t-shirt, so this is really nice. Yeah, it's a classic Sonic look, that one. So that's good. And then the last t-shirt we have was for this year, which is great. My dad got me this one. Dad's pulled a blinder this year, but he's bought me some more mugs. If you ever saw my video just after my birthday, he seems to have got it in my head for something that I now collect mugs. He bought me some Looney Tunes mugs, which were quite collectible for my birthday. He's now bought me some Carry On mugs. For those of you who don't talk, Carry On films, and basically it's a box, collector's box, with 8 different mugs in there, and they've all got some of the film posters sort of superimposed onto them. But they're quite collectible as well, apparently. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to put them either. It's bad enough trying to put your games on the shelf, but Carry On mugs and whatever. But he bought me this. She's a Sinclair ZX Spectrum t-shirt. I haven't got one of those either, so absolutely chuffed to get one of them. So, yeah. People know what you want. They want. So 4 more t-shirts going in my collection. That may mean some of the scabbier ones come out. And then finally, this is proof that Mrs. Bear does watch my videos. Because one of my Wii collection videos covered a certain section of the alphabet, and very rarely will she buy anything because her excuse now at the moment is, I don't know what games you've got. She spends time working. This this pantry doubles as a sort of work from home office. So, in fact, for those of you who may not know, when we recorded the TMB podcast before Christmas, the first section I recorded with Sean, when I was talking to Sean, she was actually sat next to me working on a Saturday. She was actually working on the laptop next to me, and I was talking to Sean for our section of the podcast right next to it. So, first time we've ever actually shared the gaming pantry stroke office for what I do and what she does. Very, very strange. But yeah, so she said, I don't know what games you got. I said, well, you're going to look around if you're going on searching online or whatever, look round, they're all round there. Anyway, she must have watched a certain one of my Wii videos, because she bought me 3 Wii games, which I haven't got for my collection. And they all appeared to come from the same video, which would have been H&I, I think it was. How do I know that? You'll know how I know that. So we've got Happy Feet 2. Now, I've got Happy Feet 1. And for some reason, on my phone, I'd actually got Happy Feet 2 down as another game that I owned, but I hadn't. So I panicked. I thought, have I got this? I had to come upstairs and check on Christmas Day before I carried on opening any more presents. Have I actually got this one? No, I hadn't. So my phone said yes, but my shelf says no. So Happy Feet 2. This is still sealed. And there's a sticker on the front saying, Sea Life Centre, kids go free, offer ends 31st December 2012. So only 8 years old, but it's still sealed. I don't think it's an official Nintendo seal. But it's still sealed, but it's still got that sticker on the front, so it must be a shop seal or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so Happy Feet 2. No, obviously, it's another one off the Wii wall, isn't it? This one is quite a tricky one to find out, and you could see probably at this point why they were sort of struggling to carry this series on. And this is Hasbro Family Game Night 4, the game show. But rather than sort of doing games, you've got Connect 4 Basketball, Boggle Flash, whatever that is, Yahtzee Bowling, Sorry Sliders, and Bop It Boptagon. So really all they are an extension of the board games into some sort of silly game show type thing. But it is all complete. It does come with a safety manual as well. There you are. It's all there. Yeah, in fact, we've got 2 safety manuals. So if anybody wants a spare safety manual, they're very welcome. And that's the back of the box there as well. So it's 2 games from H. Now, there is a game from I to come. So we know which one she was watching. And that is Ice Age 2 The Meltdown, which is a game I have on PlayStation 2. I've got Ice Age 4 Continental Drift, I think it is, or 3. You can tell it's a collector because there's some bubble wrap in it. Incidentally, if you recognise any of these items that may have been yours, and they sold them before Christmas, you may have an idea where they've come to. But there we go. So 3 more games, plus the one that Raz has donated into the Wii collection. So that's all the stuff I have for Christmas. So 3 Wii games, the Commodore Surge Protector, the 2 boxing gloves for the Wii, and some T-shirts, and the Nintendo Switch game. So I didn't do too badly out of that. There was also a PlayStation pencil as well. I think it was a PlayStation pencil. With a sort of PlayStation controller rubber thing on the end, which wasn't actually rubber. But yes. But that was it. So yeah, I don't usually do that well at Christmas, gaming wise. Certainly for games, anyway. It's more the merchandise, the T-shirts, and the little interesting sort of mementos and things like that. But this year, I've not done too badly at all. So yes. So thank you very much, love. That was really nice, and thank you, Dad, if you ever watch, which you don't do. And thank you, Raz, for Fling Smash as well. Wow. Owe you big time for that one, buddy. Thank you very much indeed. Right, so that sort of brings me round to where we are in terms of what's going to be going on with my channel for the sort of this year. I'd say next year, this year, because we are in this year now. Well, I don't know really. It's going to be very interesting to find out. I've been doing a lot of thinking about this over the holiday. A couple of things to sort out quite easily. The TMB Gaming Podcast. We started that last year. I don't think any of us, when we started it, would think that so many people would actually tune in and listen to 6 people who've never been in the same room at the same time ever. Now a lot of them, 5 of them have been, but all 6 of us have never been, never been sort of in the same room ever. Have managed to sort of come together and construct initially a weekly and now a bi-weekly podcast where we just sort of sit there and just talk about things we've been doing gaming wise and a topic of the week, and have so many people tune in on a Sunday night to listen to it and support it that way. And there were so many people who turned up for the very, very first one. We've done 2 live streams, one which I think was a bit chaotic, the first one we did, but the second one I think worked a lot better, and it was just great. So many people have supported it, and so say they enjoy listening to it, and they going to work or round the house or go, it's just great. People use it like that. So I don't think we're ever realised how good it would be, and we are going to carry on doing that as best we can. We were meant to record for this week, but I don't think we'll get it done this week. We might have to wait till next week. But that's great. We've enjoyed doing that, and then we've done Desert Island Games as well. I've enjoyed doing Desert Island Games, which is something we actually did during the podcast, and then I decided to sort of try and turn it into a series. I've had Griffo's Retro Gaming, Retro 48K, SNES-tastic, Retro Red Steve, Time Warp James as guests this year to do that. I'm hoping to try and relaunch that this year. There were 2 people I got lined up, which I inadvertently failed to get sorted out for the end of last year. I would like to try and do one of those a month if I can, and just bring in somebody to talk about their game, not talk about their channel, not talk about what they do, to talk about their gaming history and some games that they really enjoy playing and some that they don't, and have a general conversation about it, and that's good. So hopefully I'm going to try and revive that this year. Barely Played, which is my what's Barely Played do? Barely Played is me sort of playing games for the first time. Hopefully carry those on as well, which is always nice to do. And yeah, I just keep churning out stuff. The question is whether or not I'm going to be able to carry on doing the pickups, because I've sort of reached a point now with collecting whether I'm actually going to carry on collecting as I have done, or I'm just going to sort of move into focus on certain. Am I actually possibly going to be thinking about considering moving on a couple of the systems, because it's something I've thought about, and I don't want to sort of say yes, I'm going to do this and do that, because 10 minutes time after I finish recording, I'll probably sit down and think, I don't know why I said that. But there is, and I know when the big words I've mentioned this year is space. I'm not talking about that. I've had this 2020. I've collected more NES games. I've collected more Master System games, more SNES games than I have done previously. And when I say more SNES games, I'm talking maybe 4, right? But that's a lot more than I did, done previous years. I've even had a Saturn game this year. Although they did get donated to me, I did have a Saturn game in my collection this year. So little bits of something like that. I've started a Nintendo DS collection, which I don't want to get down that rabbit hole, because it's very easy to get dragged into that. And there's a collection I'm going to carry on with. I've stopped collecting PlayStation 2. That one at the moment to me sort of is the one I think, well, maybe I'll thin that right down, get rid of some of the absolute crud out of it, and just boil it down to a few games that I want. I've stopped collecting PlayStation 1 because it's difficult to find those. I like to pick those up out and about, and I've not been doing that. I think October the 17th, the last time I went out. The original Xbox, which is a machine I love, and got nearly 300 of those now. It'd be silly to sort of not carry those. Always the Wii. We're up to 660 something now, so we're carrying on with that. But PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, I'm probably not going to be picking anything up. If I see anything that's good enough price, if I feel it's a good value, I'll pick it up. But I've picked up so much, proper retro stuff. The ST I picked up before Christmas. The Amiga stuff I picked up. The Spectrum stuff I picked up. I'd like to be playing more of those games. And that's the sort of stuff I grew up with. So that sort of late 80s to mid 90s, when I was really sort of into my home micros and stuff like that, and the computing scene in the early days of the 8 and 16-bit consoles. That's where my sort of area is. Why am I collecting all this stuff behind? Well, I don't know. But you just fall into doing something, don't you? So there might be a few changes going on. But there'll still be more of the same stuff. I mean, it's not going to change dramatically. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to collect some more Wii U stuff, but I know some of that stuff is now getting quite expensive. Do I really want to collect the Wii U? Probably not. And it's everything else I've collected this year. I've collected so many different things. Wacky peripherals. But the thing I've collected most of this year is the micro systems. The mini consoles. I mean, I started off in January last year with the Retron 1, which is the NES sort of HD upscaler, which also plays American cartridges, which is fine, but I don't like putting my cartridges in it because it grips them like cement, and you really have to sort of drag it to get it out. So I'm not really sure about that one. Then, of course, what did I pick up after that one? I bought that little Chinese handheld I did, which I haven't played on since, which is one of my most successfully watched videos of all time. Picked off, and then I bought the Mini NES in March time, I think it was, February, March time. And that was an interesting one because the same day, I picked up for 30 quid, and the same day I saw a mini SNES for 40 quid, and I didn't buy it. And of course, that mini SNES now is probably selling for about 3 times that amount. And of course, my mini NES was hacked, which annoyed me at the time, so I have to re-engineer it, reverse it. And then I picked up the Mega Drive Mini in June, which I'd always wanted, and then the PC Engine Mini, which came out and came out at 99 quid. I didn't get it at that price, but then they had the stock come back in at 79.99, which was an absolute steal. And I think they sold out of that stock within sort of 12 hours when it came back in again. And I think it was down to 79 quid before Christmas as well. So, well, I've never liked to own a PC Engine Mini and a collection of games for it. That's the best way for me to do it. There's another one I picked up before Christmas, which I'm not going to tell you about because that's going to be a future video. So, I would like to still probably start collect those things. But in terms of systems, I'm pretty much there. The ST was... There's probably one more system, 2 more systems that I would like to get. But the chance of me getting either of those are probably going to be pretty remote. One will be the Amstrad. Why is that going to be pretty remote? It's the prices of Amstrads at the moment are quite silly. There's quite a few people doing collection, but the collections are sort of like a long, long way away and in areas I really can't be going into because it's just too dangerous in terms of the coronavirus. And I don't want to take that risk. And the other one's a PC Engine, obviously, which I mentioned. Most people say, well, they're not overly expensive. Well, they're not overly expensive, but you want to get a decent collection of games to go with it, then it's going to cost you more than that. And I'm not going to buy something just to have it and then not buy any games for it. That's a bit silly. So, 2 systems I still want. So I may get those during the course of the year. I doubt it. But you never know. I didn't think I'd get an ST and pick one up last year, so that was it. But I'm hoping that the bulk of the channel will still carry on doing the same. We'll still do the video responses, the gameplay. But the most important thing for me, this year is still to do the pickup videos, to carry on doing the collection. I've still got the PlayStation 2 collection, still got the Xbox to do, still got the handhelds to do. I've still got to finish the Wii off, so I've still got a fair bit to go on for those. There's plenty of content to come from that. A couple of ideas which I'm kicking around my head at the moment about the best way to go doing them. It would be nice of an idea I did think about doing last year if the weather first of all the virus and then the weather clears up. It might be a good idea to do that. That would be a lot of fun. So, more of the same, certainly. And that's good. And maybe a few different things thrown in as well. We've got to try different things, haven't you, every now and again. But yeah, so hopefully it'll be another exciting year. And, hopefully my channel will continue to grow. It's grown from 2018 to 2019 to 2020. And it's great. And I'm so thrilled that so many people enjoy it. And some people don't, which is fine. If I was pleasing everybody all the time, I'd be wondering there must be something seriously wrong. Because I ain't that good. If I was that good, I wouldn't be doing it. And you get that strange thing, we sat here just talking to the camera and nobody's actually listening to you. Oh dear, anyway. Right, that's that then. So, once again, thank you so much indeed for your continued support. Your continual coming back for more of the same. Your comments are always appreciated. If you have enjoyed this, don't forget, if you haven't done it before, to like, subscribe, share, thumb up, thumb down. Do what you need to do with this video to make it successful and let me know what you think. Thank you once again to everybody who's interacted with me, my channel, my videos, had me as a guest, sent me stuff, has called upon me for advice. Why? And thank you to everybody as well who's sort of mentioned about Mrs. Bear getting her own channel. I don't think it'll ever happen. If it does happen, it'll be done in a certain way. I'm pretty sure of it. It's something I mentioned before, something I've had a conversation about. So there may be something on that, but again, it will depend on what we can do that works out best for it. It certainly won't be like me sitting here. She won't be sitting here doing what I do. We may have to sort of film some footage and do voiceovers on it or something like that, if we do anything at all. But it's so nice, only people have sort of said that they want to see a channel of hers. They've seen some of the stuff that she's repaired. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, once again, thank you so much indeed for watching. Thank you so much indeed for contributing, supporting, all that business. And I hope to see you again very, very soon in 2021, which is where we are now. Let's hope it's a better year, folks. Until then, we'll see you again very soon. Take care. Bye for now.